advantage. Let's jump back from a society known for ripping out hearts to one that wants to lick the inside of your skull. These are the Foray. They live in a small province right at the base of the shaft of the country of Papua New Guinea. Being a remote society, they pretty much remained uncontacted by foreigners up until around the early 1940s when the Pacific theater of World War II began to boom. Once they were properly contacted, the foreigners did what foreigners do best. They showed up and started shifting the culture. Australian explorers had introduced the Foray people to the concept of hygiene and the establishment of constructing dedicated roads for quicker and safer travel. Pretty good way to nudge a developing community in the right direction. Another colonial influence was to deviate from rather primitive Foray activities like village warfare. I know, kinda hypocritical, right? Well, there was also a push to abandon many traditional values, one of which being endo-cannibalism. Now, this wasn't a savage beat your buddy over the head then drag your teeth across his face type cannibalism. This was a mourn your buddy because he just died from natural causes, then drag your teeth across his face type cannibalism. Very different. Unfortunately for the Foray, disease does not abide by rules of respect and ritual. Biting a brain is biting a brain, which is exactly where Kuru came from, a fatal and completely incurable neurodegenerative disorder. Stemming from the consumption of infected brain tissue, Kuru is a prion disease. Now this is where biology is just crazy to me. Alright, so here, this is a simple protein. It's multifunctional in nature, repairs cells, builds muscles, whatever you want it to do within reason. But if in the highly unlikely case that it decides to fold in on itself in a weird way, it becomes a prion, completely rewriting its entire biological mechanism. Now, instead of being a universal helper, it just turns everything to shit. For the case of Kuru, these prions mess with the neurological function and make your brain go all stupid, causing unusual, involuntary symptoms. The moment a person is infected, the biological clock starts ticking. Dr. Carlton Gajdusek, who is the first to discover the disease in 1957, and who also has a very disturbing history of convictions that I will not go into here, observed over 200 Kuru cases and recorded the stages of their progression. Because of cultural practices, it was mainly women and children who took the brunt of the illness. That's because Foray women were responsible for preparing the remains for whoever was gonna be on the menu that day. Women and children feasted on the more tender, tasty, and nutritious organs, like the brain. The men pretty much sat on the sideline and watched.
You guys want some?
Nope, nah, we're good. According to Dr. Gajdusek, the earliest telltale sign of an infection was the simple loss of balance or coordination. This was followed up by slight twitches and the occasional headache. These symptoms were minor, with the infected still being able to walk and